Hello and welcome to Fergies Gum. My name's Nathan Irvine. I'm your host, and I'm joined, as always, by Mr. Paul Cropper. And before we get to the hellos, mate, I will get to that eventually. We're recording the morning after the Leeds United result, which ended Manchester United 1, Leeds United 2, in a game that I watched the first 45 minutes and I thought, well, lads, if you're not going to try, neither am I. I'm off to bed. See you later. So that was me in bed, and I missed the second half. However, I did watch it this morning. So, first things first, Mr. Paul Cropper, how are you doing, mate?
I'm okay, pal. Well, apart from that garbage again last night. Yeah, I'm all right.
The
Disappointed.
opening 45 minutes of that game was as bad as I've seen us play all season. Is that a stretch? Even under Amorim, I mean, as well. Like, we just looked awful.
It looked like we'd gone back 6 months again and just to the same period, didn't it? It looked exactly the same as the Newcastle game. Yeah, it was abysmal. To be honest, for some of them players, the start of that game was pathetic. It was like the Wolves game, literally like the Wolves game, where you're like, "What are you doing? Why, why are you passing it sideways? Why are you not getting at them?" Leeds outfought us, outplayed us, had better tactics. Did they have a better manager? We'll get into that in a bit. The
Ooh.
United players were looking around, wanting help. No leaders on the pitch. Some absolute stinkers from most of the players. We'll go through them in a bit as well, Nathan. But yeah, I thought if you're charging people 80 quid a ticket, my neighbours went last night, got charged 80 quid a ticket, 8 o'clock at night on a Monday. You expect people to go work all day and then turn up for that rubbish, that dross that you're going to produce. It's not good enough, that, Nathan.
Daniel Farker, 5 in 5 against Michael Carrick across different clubs. Well, I guess just Middlesbrough and Manchester United now. He's beat him every single time he's played him, which you could see the way they were set up in the first half. And I mean, United were lucky to get in at half time at 2-0 down because it could have been 4 or 5. The defence just went to bits, which was pretty like distressing to see. Maguire was very heavily missed there. Kobe Mainu, again, we'll talk about the person that replaced him in a second, but Kobe Mainu was really missed as well because I think he had a sense of control, not even a sense, actual control to that midfield so that we don't get bypassed. And you could see it kind of spread without those leaders that you were just talking about, just looked devoid of any sort of ideas going forward. It wasn't until the second half when Bruno Fernandes obviously pops up again with a deep cross into the box to Casemiro. I might be wrong here, but I think they've contributed like something like 7 goals from crosses to headers this season, which is mental. But until that point, there wasn't really anything else. And that was the big thing, you know. There's the squad depth, I feel, and we've known this for a while, is poor. It's incredibly, incredibly poor. And I mean, we need to just get straight onto him, don't we? We need to get on to Manuel Ugarte. His record this season, and he started last night instead of Kobe Mainu. His record this season, you might as well have just put like a clothes horse out there because he has started 10, won 1, lost 3. Started 10, won 1, lost 3, drawn 6, I think it is,
Okay.
in the Premier League this season. 1 win when Manuel Ugarte starts. Now, I'm not gonna say that it is primarily him, but what I will say is we've all played football to a level where you know if your best player's not playing and you've got someone else taking his place and you're a bit like, "Ooh, he can't do that, and I'm not sure how we're gonna cope with this," that spreads around the team, right?
Yeah, well, you could see it. He started poorly again, but we know this with Agate, don't we? We know he's not good enough. And you put in the chat the starting lineup. I got it in another couple of chats, and straight away we all went, Ugarte. Oh, this is going to be a trouble. We've got a Leeds fan at work who messaged me, said we're going to batter you. Said, no, you've got no chance. We'll beat you. I put 3-0 didn't I, last night in predictions. And then I saw Agate was starting. I messaged said, you might beat us here now. But because he's not good enough. He's just not. It's nothing against the lad. He might be a really nice guy, but as a footballer in the Premier League, he's not good enough. Just not good enough for that standard. And what he did is he started poorly, gave the ball away, and then he hid. And you might as well have
Yes.
had. I know we ended up with 10 men. In the end, you might as well have started with 10 men. If someone's going to go and hide, and I don't know if people listening understand what I mean by goes to hides, he doesn't offer the angle for the pass. He pretends, give me the ball, but he don't really want it.
Yeah.
He doesn't move away. Bruno makes the angle. I want the ball. And if you want the ball, you make an angle and you get the ball. Ugarte was like, yeah, don't give it me. Don't give it me. Like, his confidence is shot to bits. Absolutely gone. But even a fully confident Michael Ugarte is not good enough to get you to do anything in the Premier League. We've just been outplayed and outbattled and out-hassled by a team that are 16th.
Yeah.
It's it's pathetic. From Ugarte, his stats obviously highlight everything. You're not telling me there's not a kid or somebody else who could have played that. Martinez could have gone into midfield. You could have brought somebody else at centre back. I'll go on to Carrick in a bit about what I thought about there, but you have to say Garcia wasn't the only one, Nathan, was he, that produced stinkers last night? The African lads, since they've all come back from the African nations, have been terrible. It doesn't really get highlighted as much. I thought Lenny Yoro, once again, got bullied for 90 minutes by Calvert-Lewin. So if you've got 6 or 7 players producing stinkers, you're going to get turned over. And quite right, like you said, it should have been 4 or 5 in the first half. The first 10 minutes, I didn't even realise Cunha and Bruno were playing. Oh,
Mm.
are they on the pitch? What's going on here? And they were chasing shadows, literally chasing shadows.
I think the game did change. I know you mentioned about the AFCON players like Ahmad and Mazraoui and Mbumo. I think when Mbumo came on, it looks like we had a little bit more going forwards. I think
Yeah,
Ahmad always tries to make something happen. Doesn't always work, but I think the major issue that you've got going forward is that we started Benjamin Sesko in the game and then provided him with zero service. Now, I don't know if that's to do with they don't trust him to score the goal, whether or not he's capable of taking those gilt edged chances when he is starting the game. Because it's been a couple of times, not the first time this season, when he's been through on goal and he was in the first half and he just dribbled it back to the goalkeeper with the weakest of shots. And it's almost like he gets caught in two minds at times. And I think Carrick's handled it really well in terms of the time that he's been giving him off the bench, because I think during that like small window of time, he doesn't have so much pressure to think about things. It's like get on, make an impact. Here we go. When it's over 90 minutes, I think he struggles. I don't think he's mentally there to deal with the pressure of being a Manchester United striker just yet. Because if you put someone through like Šeško got put through, you want him to finish it. He has to. He has to finish that chance because you might not get another one for 45 minutes. So he,
yeah.
he has to finish it. It's like Haaland, he could be on the pitch for 90 minutes and one of those minutes he actually scores a chance when he's through on goal. That's all you need him there for.
It
But
has to be deadly, don't
I,
you?
I yeah, I mean, I'm not really gonna like lay into the AFCON players per se. I think all the team collectively last night just weren't at it for that opening 45 minutes. And I think that really cost United. And that's the thing that either Carrick or whoever else is going to come in to replace him is going to need to sort out fast. Whether that's new personnel or new mentality change, I don't know. I really don't know.
If if there was ever a 45 minutes that highlighted we need 2 new centre midfielders, it was that 45 minutes there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
simple. So,
Yeah.
I just wanted to go on to, Carrick a little bit just because
Well, let's
after ha
keep it to the players first. Let's keep it. I've
okay.
got Carrick. He's there, so we will get to him. We'll close him
He's in the
off
firing
at the
line.
end. I know. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll get to him. But there was a player that you talked about briefly a second ago who I've not been convinced by him for a long time, and I'll probably get pelters for this. But Lenny Yoro, I don't rate him. I think he's Mikel Silvestre with braids. Like he's a decent player, but he's 100%. I know he's young. He's 100% a squad player right now. He's not good enough to be starting in the Premier League. Like you say, you get those big lads, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who I actually said at the start of the season United should have taken a punt on, by the way, alongside Sesko. Um, he just, as you say, just battered him. He just jumped
Did.
with him. He did everything that he could. Um, and Lenny Yoro just couldn't deal with it. And Martinez was trying to help him out, but there's only so much you can do, especially when they were pressuring so much. And I thought they did a really good job of pushing forward and putting United under pressure. Yoro will get better. 100% he will get better. But right now, I would not have him in my first 11 for Manchester United. With everyone fit, he would not be in the first 11. He'd be coming off the bench for last 25 minutes or so. Because I
I
just don't
don't
think he does anything. I think it goes to show the value of Harry Maguire as well and Matthias de
exactly,
Ligt. I think it just
exactly. I
it
don't.
just highlights that.
There was It's not the first time he's done it though. Lenny always had a terrible game, is it? I know these Premier League strikers are a handful, especially Calvert-Lewin. He's 6 foot odd, strong as hell, and he good in the air, can hold the ball up. But if you're a Premier League centre half, you got and you want to be playing in Champions League football, you're gonna have to deal with them type of physical the
Mm.
battles, and he hasn't got it in him to deal with it. He he was brought in as a ball playing the defender, wasn't he? I don't think he's
Yeah.
brilliant on the ball either, Nathan. I don't.
No.
Aiden Heaven for me is a couple levels ahead of him. And then you say Maguire would start there. We missed Delit because Delit would have loved that battle. To be fair, wouldn't he? Which
Mm.
is another weird, questionable story. Um, for me, I'd send him out on loan. I really would. I'd send him out on loan somewhere because he needs the experience and he needs to bulk up. If you're the opposing manager and you've got a physical defender, a striker, you'd be saying, right, go and stand on Euro because
Well,
he's
that's
too
that's
weak.
exactly what that's exactly what Daniel Farke did last night. They targeted him and Mazraoui as well. I feel like they just got at those two players, knowing that they were slow and that they didn't really have a good touch on them. One thing it did look like that Carrick had been trying to tell Lenny Yoro to do, or it's being coached into these centre backs, is try to get that crossfield ball going. Now it's something that Maguire can do very well, but he must have attempted it definitely once or twice while I was watching, and he just went straight to an opposition player, and you're like, "Oh my god!" And I think when the crowd starts to get on your back like that, like they did with him, like that groan that just erupts when they lose possession. I think he's not capable as a young man. He's not capable of handling that pressure right now. And I
Yeah,
don't, and I
yeah.
don't think he's very good. The other thing that we need to talk about before we even go into the Carrick stuff is, did you think it was a sending off for
No,
Leacher?
no. I thought it was. I don't want to start blaming the referee. I thought the referee.
Go ahead, mate. Go ahead.
The
Go
the
ahead.
referee
I
standing
will.
last night was terrible. It was. Cunha deserved his booking, which was pathetic. That really wound me up and nearly threw me squishy at the telly. Diving, does my head in, get up off the floor, get on with it. Deserved his booking. But I thought the refereeing throughout was ridiculous. I thought he's not pulled his hair. I got a message off your brother actually who said it's a red card, and I'm like, that's not a red. That's a
Who
red
said
card. The
that?
game's on.
Aaron. Aaron said
Aaron,
it was
yeah,
a red
yeah,
card. Get out of
yeah,
here. He's
yeah.
just
The
jealous because
game.
he's not got any hair anymore.
I don't think he pulled him. I think he's just reached out and if you can pull someone's shirt, I'm not saying you can pull someone's hair, but I don't think he's grabbed his hair. But remember, Peter Crouch got one didn't he, in
Yeah.
like a World Cup for England. That's
Mm.
a hair pull. This is not aggressive. This is not. And I thought that's one of the weakest sending offs I've ever seen. The game's gone if that's a red card. But if the letters of the law, you can't pull hair, right? You can't pull hair. But for me, I don't think he's pulled his hair. Yeah, I thought it was
But then
pathetic.
also as well with Paul Tierney, he missed out on Dominic Calvert-Lewin sending a forearm into Yoro's head like before they scored their first goal, and he also did the same. He knocked Manuel Ugarte flying. So if you're going to do it by a letter of the law, when you're doing that, he backed into him as he was jumping for the ball, and he sent him sprawling. If you're going to do it like that, then you have to do that for everyone. It can't just be for one player. I think he probably got a bee in his bonnet after Cunha dived and the players were moaning at him. And
Yeah. Well,
do you know what I
Bruno
mean?
was
It
on it
just
in
looked
money
like,
all game.
yeah, exactly. And it was a terrible performance. Expect some sort of piecemeal like message from PMGL, GOL, or whatever they're bloody called, saying, "Oh yeah, we got it wrong," or "That should have been called a foul," or
Again,
whatever it is.
yeah. Not just that,
For,
did he just keep getting in the way as well? Was he just
yeah,
in the way all game as well? That was yeah. I mean,
don't
you
know.
do
Maybe
get
he
your
had a
back
bet
up
on.
when well, yeah, you do get your back up when the refereeing decisions go against you, but it's not the first time, is it, this season?
Yeah.
I just wanted to touch on Martinez. He needs to understand now he's a target. He is because of his aggression. He's
Mm,
other teams look at him now. He's like we look at Romero. You can get him sent
mm.
off. He's got something in him. He does stupid things. He slaps the back of people's head. He's done it before. He goes through him. He leaves little niggles on him. He needs to understand now that the referees will have been warned about him, and the opposing teams will have been told, line him up. He'll get sent off, and so he needs to come to terms with that because this league can't do
I
certain
think
things.
if you take that out of his game, though, I think he's half the player. I
Yeah,
think
yeah, I get that.
you need him as a little wind up merchant that is doing the pinching and like the holding and things like that. Because if you don't have that, then he's just a basic 5'8" centre back that you just batter all day, every day. So
Mm.
I think that's him equalising things to a certain extent. But yeah, you're right. He can't keep getting bloody sent off. The last word on the players I will give to Bruno Fernandes. 17 assists now. The 20 record is in sight. I do think he'll get it, hopefully, as long as Casemiro's still playing. He can just swing the ball in and get it to him. Um, he didn't have a great game, but in the second half, I felt like he found another gear. And as you say, when players were disappearing and trying to hide, he was the one that was coming forward constantly, going, "Give me the ball. I'll try something. I'll swing it in there. We'll get it in here." So I think
Yeah.
he still epitomizes Manchester United and what they want to do. Whether or not they actually do it as a collective, that's up for debate. But he is there trying to do it. Michael Carrick, I've had a few people message saying that that's the big doubts over Michael Carrick for them. I think for the starting lineup, you can criticise him, but I'm not sure what else. What are you thinking, mate?
I'm thinking that another manager, one of them specifically comes to mind. If Jose Mourinho is in charge of that team and it's 2-0 after half an hour, he drags at least two of them off. He's decisive. He makes a decision there and then goes, "This isn't working," or he changes something. Michael Carrick, for him to send out the same team at half time, I thought was I couldn't understand it at all. You have to make a change. You had to say, "Ugarte, come off, you're having a stinker." Mazraoui, right, we've got to change it. He had to change something after half an hour because, like I said earlier, they were chasing shadows. And that's that. I mentioned it last week, that ruthlessness. Has he got it? Is he
Mm.
one of the mates that right, I believe in you, I trust in you. You can't believe in that because they've just showed you for half an hour that they're not good enough. You have to make a decision. And it's that decisiveness or that I'm not sure. I'm lost for words. Like where you have to do something.
Yeah.
You have to make a decision, and you can't just let things go by and go by. And he did it at Newcastle as well. He just stuck with it. No, you have to do something when it's not working, and that is a big question mark on Michael Carrick, whether he's got that ruthlessness and yeah, decisiveness to make a decision when it matters, because that's what top managers do. Pep Guardiola, if they were 2-0 down, wouldn't have left it. He would have gone, right, you change, you switch sides, you go here, you go there. You're off the pitch because you're garbage and you never be in a red shirt again, which is what Manuel Ugarte should
You'd
have got.
say, I was gonna say you're
Yeah.
talking directly to Manuel
Yeah.
Ugarte there, aren't you?
Well, yeah, yeah. But it's that that's where top managers earn the money. And this is always going to be a question mark for Michael
Is he a
Carrick.
top manager though? Is he a top
No,
manager?
no, he isn't. No, he isn't. Is he? But
Could he be a top
who else?
manager?
Not without that ruthlessness. For me, no, you don't win big games without that. It's not working. Changing.
Do you
Pep
think
Guardiola
that
changed
today
10 minutes when it is
that
working.
true. Do you think that today there will be a post-mortem where they're basically Carrick looks at what he did and what he didn't do and thinks, "Do you know what? I can't do that here. I've got to make those changes." Or do you think he will be pragmatic and be like, "Yep, same boys out again. I'll do the same again if I had to with the substitutions with half time."
I think Michael Carrick, after that game last night and after the Newcastle game, will be thinking, I can't make the same mistake and play those players in this team again. I think so. I don't think some of them you'll see in a United shirt again. I'll be honest with you. Well, hopefully. But I also think I think he was trying to leave it till the hour mark to make a change, and then the sending off changed what he had to do. That's what I think he was doing. Um, but you can see he's getting advice from his name's just
Steve
slipped my mind.
Holland.
Yeah,
Steve Holland.
you can see he listens to Steve Allen quite a lot, and he seems to be the tactical man behind there. Um, I just do I just question why you send out the same team in a in a half where you should have been 5-0 down because it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Big
I
question
think
mark.
that was, and we talked about this last week. One of the reasons that Middlesbrough fans were glad to see the back of him was because he had no plan B. That was one of their big issues with him, and the lack of plan B cost them their aspirations to make it into the playoffs or to make it back to the Premier League. So he had 18 months, was it 15 months that he had to do that, and throughout that entire period, he just could not come up with a plan B. Plan A was so good that he didn't even make a plan B. And then when it came to the crunch, that was it. So there'll always be questions over that. I still think that he can become a top manager. I think he needs the right people around him, and I think he needs the structure. As I've said previously, Michael Carrick needs the foundations of a sporting director, director of football, and those people around him, even the assistant managers and coaches like Steve Holland, Travis Binion. He needs those people around him to be a successful manager. He's not the type of person that's going to come in and change everything. He's not the type of person that's going to come in like a Pep Guardiola and impress a new style. He's the type of person that steadies the ship, but with the right ingredients around him, he could become a top manager.
Cropper's transfer corner.
Having two goals here. The
Well,
remix.
loads. Yeah, Mileski.
Right, what have we got today then? Because I haven't really seen anything. I've been on the usual places, but I haven't really
Mm.
seen much. The only
There's
things
not
that I
loads,
have
is there?
seen is Manchester United not signing Elliot Anderson because he's going to go to City. That's the only thing I've seen.
Yeah, I think we kind of knew that anyway, didn't we? But I think that depends on Pep staying or not. But mm. um, the first one, the brief. I don't know if you saw that brief that apparently United have been sent out for the left wing. He's finding Ahmad on the other side. We
Yeah.
finding Ahmad for the right hand side for last night, please. Can we do that?
Oh,
Yeah. First,
brutal.
yeah. That Goodmanson bullied him all game. He was doing my head in. Just go through him. Anyway. Move on. Move on, Cropper. Move on. So if that's your brief, it looks like because there's not loads of left wingers that I keep talking about, but the one that's popped up is one that you obviously you've said before he would be one of your first choices, and it looks like Arsenal, Chelsea, and PSG are all there as well for Morgan Rogers. 80 million. It's looking
Mm.
like whether Villa get Champions League football or not. Morgan Rogers, who looked good at Old Trafford the other week. Um, He's very high up on United's list apparently, and 80 million. I don't think they'll be put off at that price for a top class Premier League player. Played under Michael Carrick as well before.
Mm.
Thoughts?
I think it all depends on how many players they can sell because I don't think United are flush with finances. I know this rotating credit facility will probably dictate a lot of the transfers in and transfers out this season or at the end of the season. 80 million for Morgan Rogers. I think it might be a little bit too rich for their blood, if I'm honest. I think
Okay.
the priority will be getting two central midfielders. Um, and that will be an Elliot Anderson, a Carlos Baleba, a who else is there?
Wharton.
Adam Wharton. There'll be that will be the priority. I think if you get to the end of the window and there's an opportunity to take Morgan Rogers and you've shifted some of these boys on, like Ugarte, you know, you can put that 10 quid that you get for Ugarte towards a Morgan Rogers, 80 million. Do you know what I mean? Get the 10 quid for Ugarte, put that on onto Morgan Rogers' fee. But yeah, I don't think it'll be a priority. It'd be a great signing, but I just don't think it'll be a priority this summer. I honestly think Yan Diamande is probably going to be the one that they'll go for as well, mate. I think
Interesting.
there's there's a lot of smoke around that with Christopher Vivell and his relationship with RB Leipzig. I think that's probably going to be the one. But I would not say no to Morgan Rogers simply because I'm not paying for him. So if they
Hey!
find if they find that money, then fantastic. Get it done.
What he is, Morgan Rogers, he's a physical presence, isn't he? He's very talented on the
Mm,
ball, but he's a very good runner and he's massive. When you see him, he's built different to some Premier League players, and he would give us that. I don't think we've got enough physical edge in the final third. I know Sesko's 6 foot 17 or whatever he is, but I don't think he uses it physically well. If you understand what he doesn't hold the ball up well. I think Morgan Rogers gives you even Cunha. I think Morgan Rogers gives you another option going forward, and I think he'd slot in quite comfortably in any of the middle three, if you like. Probably get in the way of Bruno Fernandes, which is a questionable one, but yeah, it would be a very good signing, but it'd be a very good signing for almost all of Europe money because he's a top class footballer. So I think he'll shine for England as well. I think he'll be in
mm.
that team, and I think he will shine. Uh, yeah, the next one we've spoken about him before, and I was like, oh yeah, he's a number 8, but he's does he get in his team? And after his weekend's performance and past 3 or 4 games, I think probably maybe it's because he's been highlighted by yourself. Uh, we we're led to believe the United scouts have looked at him. Is Alex Scott after his goal
Mm.
at the Emirates at the weekend and his performance and that glorious locks of hair. Um, it says here 40 million that they'd be willing to accept. I don't think they'll. I think you'll have to add another.
No, that's the price they're looking for him.
If they're looking for that, I think you'll find everybody in the top 6 will be looking at Alex Scott and the likes of Bayern Munich will be looking at him. But I a fan of him, very good on the ball, Premier League player. I question whether you can have a midfield of Alex Scott and Kobe Mainoo moving forward. And I did that last time as well. I think they're very similar players. Same with Adam Wharton. Could you have that? If you had a midfield three of Adam Wharton, Alex Scott, and Kobe Mainoo, is that combative enough to win games in the Premier League? I don't know. But we let's believe the club are looking at him, and he's a very talented player at a very, very good price.
I think we talked about this again last week where we said or I'm fairly certain I said this, that I don't think Manchester United need a killer in there. I
You
think it
did.
was when you said about Amadou Onana, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, you did say that. Yep.
Potentially being there. And I think even if you look at Bournemouth in their win over Arsenal, they don't really have any destroyers in there. They just have tidy players that are good at moving with the ball and off the ball. I think, and this is a complete segue, but Evan Nielsen is the striker that Arsenal need. That's the striker. They don't need
Yeah.
Victor Gyökeres. They need Evan Nielsen because he can link play. He's really good, Evan Nielsen. Underrated, I think, for
Yeah.
Bournemouth. And his little touch off for Alex Scott's goal was fantastic. It was really good. But that's the type of thing that we haven't seen that much at Manchester United recently. That little pass to the striker, lay off, and then the midfielders through on goal. And to be
Tesco's not
fair
got
to
that.
Alex Scott, yeah, exactly. And to be fair to Alex Scott, he finished it really well. Maybe Joshua Zirkzee is that player that does that type of knitting. I don't know.
Mm.
It's hard to tell, but I don't think he'll be there next season. But Alex Scott, 40 million is the price that they want for him. I think he's on a contract that's not very indicative of how good he is. And I think
Okay.
That Arsenal game might just have strengthened him and his agent's hand in negotiations for a new contract. So, I mean, if he signs another contract in the next couple of weeks or so, then any suitors are looking at paying about 60, 70 million for him, I think.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
right now, I think it's possible that they could get him because Bournemouth are good at buying and selling players.
Mhm.
They've taken over. I feel like they've taken over Brighton's mantle of bringing players in and selling for a profit and keeping going. Brighton have made a good comeback recently. They're doing well under Hertzler, and obviously Tony Bloom knows what he's doing. But Bournemouth have taken that template and they know what they're doing. And Scott, yeah, I'd take him all day, mate. But he would be second to anyone else that came in. It wouldn't
Agreed.
be him starting. It would be Kobe Mainu and Anderson, Kobe Mainu, Wharton, Kobe
But
Mainu, and the other person. But you need that depth, as we saw last night.
Gosh,
If it's if
exactly.
it's ha- if it's Alex Scott coming on to take the place of Kobe Mainu, superb. But if it's Manuel Ugarte, just you might as well just pitch up,
Yeah.
like get up and get out of there. If you
Yeah.
know what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you think back to that midfield performance last night, Casemiro was trying his hardest, wasn't he? But at times he just can't get his legs going, and it's a
But
shame to
that the
see.
other
But
thing about that, the other thing about that, and it's we probably should have talked about this in the first segment, but Ugarte, when you look at what he does, when you said he went hiding, passing that ball back, sideways passes, backwards passing, you know, kind of arms by his side. Yeah, yeah, give me the ball. Like not waving for it. Give it here. Like I know what I'm going to do. I think the players look at him like that, like Casemiro, and go, "I'm in for a long night. I'm in for a long night because he's not good enough. He's not Kobe. He can't control it. If I give the ball into feet, what's he going to do with it?" There's a couple of times he had trampoline foot when the ball was
yeah,
played into him. And that's I think the difference with an Alex Scott and Emmanuel Ugarte. There's there's a purpose to his game, whereas Ugarte doesn't really have one. He was supposed to be that windscreen wiper in front of the defense. He doesn't do that. He's not quick enough to do it, and he's not good enough to do it. So you need someone that can control the pace, and Alex Scott is probably one of those players that can do that.
Alex Scott or Schmidt seem to be the players, this youthful confidence on the ball that United are looking at for a decent price. So yeah, I'm all for it. Like you say, the upgrade of Alex Scott to Ugarte is measurable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, two midfielders I've got there now. We've spoken about them both before, but they're both quieting down. I think it was in the summer we actually spoke about them. One is Human from Sporting.
Mm.
It seems like Liverpool are actually looking at him as well now. Reportedly, his contract runs till 2028 and includes a clause set at 80 million euros, a figure designed to protect the club from losing him at below market value. They're not going to get 80 million euros for him, but it's a name that was linked with Manchester United. I think close 40 million. I think you probably put these two in that second or third category that we keep talking about. The other name is Angelo Stiller. Again, 30 to 40 million is another one we're looking at, and we know about Angelo Stiller. The Hulman one, though, what do you think? It's seen a bit of him for Sporting.
I think Hjulmand he was the type of midfielder that you would have accepted at the start of this transfer window. So you knew that Manchester United weren't going to be playing in Europe, and you knew that you had to strengthen the squad somehow. You knew that you couldn't shop at the top table anymore. I know we got Mbumo, Sesko, and Cunha, but you know that you can't compete at the top of the table with, bringing in top midfielders. I think Hjulmand would have been that player. Now that United look to be on course to be playing in Europe, I mean, it'd be devastating if they didn't get into the Champions League now, but they will be in a European competition this next season. Hjulmand, I don't think is the type of player that you go for. I think you need two big midfielders. You want one that's got Premier League experience that might be happy to sit on the bench and wait his turn, as we just talked about with Alex Scott. And then you need one that's just going to be commanding things, and I guess he's going to be an Elliot Anderson. Well, maybe there's a secret one. Maybe there's a new one that will pop up from somewhere. But I think they need Premier League experience. I would say
Yeah,
that's what I
exactly.
would
When they're
say.
asking that kind of money for a Hulman, a Stiller, it's a risk. I don't think. I think Stiller's less of a risk. I think he's a very talented player, but we've not seen him in the Premier League, have we? So yeah, it's
Yeah,
difficult, isn't it? So you're looking at the likes of João Gomez are probably a couple of options ahead of these lads, aren't we? So it's,
yeah,
last one I've got is a man who's got 11 goals and assists this season. It's also been linked with Liverpool. Liverpool seems to be shopping around. They also need a left back because of Robertson's going to Spurs, I believe, isn't he? But the man we're looking at is David Rahm, uh, who seems to be doing well this season. Play very well. Left back is a position. I think last night we saw both fullbacks. I think we need both fullbacks, Nathan. But David Rahm seems to be on the list for Manchester United. I'm glad we're looking at the fullbacks. Is it left backs we spoke about last week, didn't we? It was,
mm.
and you were quite happy when listening back. So you're quite happy with the options we've got there. I'm still not
At
convinced.
left back,
Yeah,
yeah, because you've got. you just go through that list again. You got
Yeah.
Shaw, Dorgu, you got Lisandro Martinez that can play there. You've got Diego Leon, you got Harry Amas,
Mm,
and there was another left back that you talked about from the youth team. It
yeah.
wasn't Diego Leon, it was someone else.
K k k k k k k k k k Kin
Yeah,
Kun
that
Kun Kun
guy,
is that yeah, I forgot his name. Sorry, I
Kukonke.
can't say yeah,
Kukonke.
that's the chap. Yeah, he did well in the, youth game the other day that I watched, actually. But none of them are as good as the Bournemouth left back or as good as the Leeds left back last night. Do you know what I mean? That they're
Mm,
not good enough. They're not that level. You look at he's got True Fair at Bournemouth. He's bombing it up and down all game. And you think of the
mm.
fullbacks that we've got here. Now you go, yeah, all right, they might come good. Yeah, all right, Luke Shaw might have a decent game. He might also have a stinker like he does produce every now and then. He's solid in it, but he's not doing that bombing on. He's not producing assists. He's not whipping balls in like Truefair's doing at Bournemouth, like David Ram's doing in the German league. There's a big upgrade to be had in both fullback positions, Nathan. I think if we don't strengthen one or both in the summer, we're gonna we're gonna struggle in the Champions League for one if we get there. But it's we're gonna miss out on the opportunities of these good players that other clubs are looking at now.
I think it all goes down to priorities again. I think it all goes down to where can they spend that money, because you could argue that every single position on the pitch needs to be strengthened, because you look beyond Senna Lamens and what have you got? Bayern Deer and Onana. I know we've got Radek Vitek that's at Bristol City, but they're on a massive slide at the moment. I know they've got Roy Hodgson back in charge again, but again, like you're going to have to rely. Did you know that Roy Hodgson
No, I
in charge
didn't.
of
No,
Bristol
I
City?
didn't.
Yeah, he's
No,
yeah he's in
did
charge.
you see my face? And I was like, really? I
Yeah,
was like
in
that
charge.
meme of Ian Wright. Well, I thought you were dead.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's not dead. He's
Right.
managing down at Ashton Gate. Yeah, he's back in the dugout. But there's Radek Vitek that's down there as well. You could argue that Manchester United need a new goalkeeper, substitute goalkeeper, right back, left back, centre backs, midfielders, right wingers, left wingers, strikers. They need to strengthen every single part of the pitch. And last night again, you look at the squad depth across all areas, and it's just not good enough. But
Mm.
then you start to wonder if they had more games to play, would we have seen more of the youth players coming through? Would like a Shea Lacey have played more games for Manchester United's first team in the Premier League based on what he was doing in the FA Cup run, or based on what he was doing in the League Cup, or in that away fixture to Slavia Prague in the Europa League? Could that have earned him a place in the Premier League to prove himself? Without those things, you haven't got a chance. So now we're talking about it from a very fixed position of United need to strengthen in all areas. Okay, I get it, but next season we're going to have loads more competitions where these young kids are being primed. Hopefully, they're being primed to go into that first team next season. So I don't. Do you really want to buy 11 players next season? It'd be a
Oh,
laugh. But look at the
15.
state of what happened with Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
bought all these big
No,
players in, and they're a bloody
it's
disaster. So
it,
yeah,
it's going to be a lot of pressure on this window because they have to get it right again, don't they? On that
yeah,
point, Nathan, where you spoke about priorities, and it's been highlighted this morning, United are looking at the free transfer options that are going to be available in the summer. And one man that's also impressed at the Emirates at the weekend has been highlighted as well is Senesi at Bournemouth, whose contract is apparently up in the summer, and he's
yeah,
looking at his next move. Left-footed centre half
yes,
would
yes,
slot in perfectly, and
yes,
that's what they look at. Yeah,
yes,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yes,
um,
yeah.
free
No further
transfer.
questions, Your Honour.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I completely agree. I know Ahmad put in the chat as well. Bring, didn't he? After his
Yeah,
performance, and he seems to, because I know they sold a lot of their centre halves, didn't they? Bournemouth. They got some good money for him,
Hoyson,
and
Hoyson,
yeah.
Kirkes. Who else did they
There
sell?
was the other one was
The lad who's the lad whose name I can never pronounce. He went to Inter
yeah,
Milan, I think.
yeah, Inter and PSG. They went to a big club.
Ibriani or something like that. I
Yeah,
can't remember his name.
but they've like you said earlier, they're very good at bringing these players in. Senesi seems to have just slotted in there. Looks a ready-made Premier League player. I've not triple checked his contracts up at the in the summer, but if they're allowing him to run that contract down, that lad's going to get a very decent payday, should
Yeah,
it be said?
and
Because
his agent, yeah.
yeah, the reports this morning are that PSG are interested, also United and Chelsea. So it's yeah, but like you said,
Yeah,
get in there, get in there, get him first, get him done. He wouldn't have been bullied by Calvert Lewin last night
no.
anyway. So and he wouldn't have got sent off for pulling someone's hair because he would have already lumped someone. But I like him. I like him, mate. And a free transfer. But this is the way United are going to have to go to fill this squad out now. If there are free transfers available, there are people coming to 12 months left. You right? Okay. Well, we'll offer you a third of what his market value is. That's one way they're going to have to fill out this squad. So yeah, I'm all for Sanasi.
Open it up, mate. Come on, Gummer's mailbag. Get it
Gummers
open.
mailbag. Interesting one. Well, we got one this week. It's from Mike. Listen, last week, obviously, after speaking about experienced strikers last week, would or should Danny Welbeck be an option to return to Old Trafford? This was in my chat last week with the lads, to be fair. Good question.
I think they've already looked at him. I think they've already considered it. Because they put a bid in for him last year, didn't they?
Mm,
They tried to sign him last season because they wanted someone that was going to come in and do that veteran strikers role. But I think Danny Welbeck wanted to, well, rightly so, wanted to carry on playing, and he's still playing well now. Is he the top scoring Englishman in the Premier
Englishman.
League at the moment?
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yep.
So, yeah, Welbeck could be a great signing back at Manchester United. I still don't forgive Louis van Gaal for the way that he got rid of him. Like, I just unreal. Just didn't fancy him. Yep, off you go. So yeah, I would take Danny Welbeck back in a heartbeat for sure. I think he's still got a couple of seasons left in him, but it would have to be under the understanding that he's coming in as like limited time. You're not going to be starting every game. I think he probably does at this age now. What is he, 35, 36? I think he
He's not
probably
built
does
like a
understand that.
35, 36-year-old, is he? Now?
No,
I,
exactly. Like he's top.
I, I'd probably go a little bit more overboard than yourself, to be honest. I think Danny Welbeck comes in and starts in this United team. I think he's got, like we just mentioned earlier, that little touch, if you like, that Sesko
Yeah.
hasn't got. That holding up ability that Sesko doesn't seem to have developed in his game yet. The pressing ability he hasn't got. Sesko.
Mm.
Danny Welbeck's got all that, and he's got all that in abundance, and he's in form. He's probably matured as a player even more. Like you say, Louis Van Gaal should never have bloody shipped him off to Arsenal, which was a shambles
Arsenal.
of a decision. Yeah, he knows the club. He knows the standards it takes to be a Manchester United player. He will be a very good. He would be a very good example for Sesko to
Yeah.
learn from of how to
Mm.
play in the Premier League. Knows the league throughout. Scores goals, creates goals. I can't see. I know we spoke about the likes of Harry Kane and Lewandowski, etc. And he's not obviously not that level, Welbeck, but I think he's a damn sight better than what we've got at the minute as a forward. He's a lot better than Xerxes. And yeah, I'm all for it. And for the what we said, I think the bid you mentioned there was about 10 million, wasn't it, last year?
Yeah.
Around about that
Yeah.
amount. Wouldn't command a massive amount of wages. Would probably be his last contract. I'm all for it. Yeah, really, really. I get Welbs. That guy Welbs, get him in.
Do you think that he would move back to Manchester United though?
Yes, I do. I think he's probably feels
Over
like he's got.
over over starting at Brighton though?
Yes, yeah. I think he probably feels he's got unfinished business, and I bet he looks at this United team and goes, "I can do a job there." And if he starts games like he would do, he'd score goals. Look at the goals he scored against us at Old Trafford. Every time we seem to play at Old Trafford, he scores goals, and yeah, he always gets a good reception. United lad, yeah, I think he'd jump at the chance. I really do.
Fair enough. Right. The next question that I've got is from Gaza, who says, and it's an interesting one, this, because I think we were talking about it the other day. Do we think, and the clue's in the question here, do we think Alejandro Garnacho is regretting his move away from Manchester United after his recent comments in an interview? I mean, right at the top of that interview, he basically was asked, "Do you regret leaving Manchester United?" And his response was, "Maybe yes, because I loved that club. They gave me the confidence from the start." But he also talked about the fact that, or admitted that in those 6 months towards the end of his United career, he did some bad things, which was essentially playing bad and being a bad person. So, when you combine those two, you're on your ass, mate. You got to get out. So-
Yeah, yeah, I've not spoken to a United fan, uh, who's bothered what
yeah,
Garnacho, I think, bothered he's left. He started off because he came through the youth system, really, really well, and he started off playing really well, and you look at some of his earlier highlights, and you're like, "Wow." I think we all thought, "We've got a player on our hands here," and then his ego just seemed to get the better of him. It just seemed
mm,
to make
it's the
his I don't know
Ronaldo
if it was
effect.
yeah, I don't know if it was the press building him up, him having smoke blowing up his old his brother in his ear telling him he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm not sure. Or a new contract, more money, weird haircuts, too much blonde in his hair, the bleach getting to him. I don't know. I don't
That
know what
that's
it
just
was.
that's just hair jealousy, that though, mate, from you, isn't it?
Envy, hair envy. I don't know what it was, but something tipped him over the edge. His performances went downhill. His ego went through the roof, and we all saw it. We all saw it before our eyes, and we all were like, we kind of knew it was his brother leaking the team sheets. No surprise, it's now happening at Chelsea. And when he left, we all went, well, can't believe we got that amount of money for him, and we're all glad that it's got like a pancake on it, egg on his face now, and he's
Yeah.
on the bench at Chelsea. So I can't say I'm particularly bothered what Garnacho thinks. Probably does regret leaving United, but he still wouldn't get in his team anyway. So
There was talk, there's a couple of articles this week, I think one of them was on the BBC, saying that they should sell him, like, that
yeah,
Chelsea and that Chelsea are considering cutting their losses after one season with him. I think he hit his ceiling very quickly at Manchester United, and I think what you were saying there about his ego, I think that kind of took over from the urge or the need or the drive to get better. I think he thought he'd already made it. So that was it. I'm in the first team. Don't need to get any better. I'm doing what I want to do, and then off you pop. And he was surrounded by idiots as well. And if he's a bit of a sponge when it comes to the way that other people react, Ronaldo in his ear chirping and saying, "Yeah, you're top man. Yeah, aim for Real Madrid," type of thing. And then you've got like Jadon Sancho there, who I assume they are friends because they got
yeah, it's a good fight.
that same type of thing. I'm sure Garnacho probably spoke to Sancho before he went to Chelsea, and yeah, it never quite worked out for him. But, who cares? I certainly
But
don't. Chelsea fans don't
he
want
got
him. United fans don't want him. It's
yeah, he
fine.
got found out, didn't he? He basically, like you say, he got to a level and then thought and never got any better. Just didn't get better.
Yeah,
So I think the Premier League found him out. No doubt he'll move to Spain or Italy and be a bang average player. All
yeah.
done, pal.
Reminds me of a Adnan Januzaj.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a blast from the past. Right, there was one more that you had, wasn't there? About the
There was, yeah.
yeah.
Kevin has he just put it in last minute. He's gone for it, Kev. He's dived in there. Do what was it? A keep, loan, sell of the team. Quick
Okay.
fire.
All right. I've got
I like
the
it.
I've got
I
the
like it.
squad up here, the first team squad. I assume he's talking about that rather than the under 21s, right? So
Yeah.
a bit harsh to get rid of those lads.
Could be anyone with Kev. Could be anyone.
Could,
Could be
could,
Binman
could,
he's on about.
right. Ah, right, I'll go through them then, and
Okay.
we'll do keep, loan, or sell. Right, you ready? I'll tie buy and dear.
Oh, sad.
Yeah, I'm going to sell as well. Tommy Eaton,
Keep.
I'll say keep as well. Andre Onana, pretty obvious.
Yeah. Free bit. Sell.
Although I do think he'll probably end up going on loan next season because we
Yeah.
got to cover some of his wages that are apparently astronomical. Senna Lamans, I don't even think we need to cover him.
Keep.
Keep. Right,
Made
here
some
we
great
go.
saves last night as well.
Now we get into it. Diogo Dalot.
Sell.
Oh, I'm going keep. Mazraoui.
Sell. I was
Sell.
keep last week, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I
No,
was
I
keep
know.
last
I
week.
think you was. Yeah, I think you was.
Yeah.
Delit.
Mysterious, isn't it? Keep. With a
He's
question mark.
cooked, mate. I think he's done. I think his career's done.
Bad back
Honestly,
apparently.
I think it's. I don't think he's coming back. I've just got an inkling. I just don't think we'll see Matthias de Ligt again in a Manchester United shirt. He's got to
Ooh,
whiff the Phil Joneses about it.
yeah. Mm.
Harry Maguire, well, we know he's staying, so keep.
Wish we had him
Lisandro
last night. Yeah.
Martinez. Yeah, I know.
Keep
Martinez.
Martinez. Keep it.
Malacia.
Release.
Yeah, I mean, he's
An
gone,
option.
hasn't he? Dogs. Doggy best.
Keep Doggy best. Yep. New contract, like I said last week.
Oh, here's a controversial one that we was talking about earlier. Lenny Yoro.
Loan.
Ooh, he's gone for it. He's
Mm.
gone long. I think keep. I think he needs to be around Manchester United, but I think he should be starting from the bench. Luke Shaw.
Sell.
Ooh. Can't see us getting much money for Luke Shaw, to be honest. Aiden Heaven.
Keep. Like Heaven. This is
Yeah.
the reason why I'd send Yoro on loan, because I think he's just better.
Interesting. Tyler Fredrickson.
Loan.
Loan for me as well. Diego Leon.
Loan. Definitely.
Loan, yeah. And Harry Amas.
Oh. Do I get a pre-season out of him? See how he's getting on? Loan.
No, you have to just choose now. I'm going to say keep. Keep. Mason Mount.
Sell.
Yep, me too. Bruno Fernandes.
Keep.
Ooh.
It's
Got to be keep. Got to be keep. Got to be keep. Casemiro's gone. Manuel Ugarte, probably keep him for another season, see how he gets on.
No, let's not. I wouldn't keep him for another 10 minutes, that lad, unfortunately. Right.
Kobe Mainu is staying. He looks like he's about to sign a new contract. Toby Collier.
Loan. Doing well on loan, apparently. I read it weekend.
Sell. He's not getting back into the Manchester United team, especially if they're going to buy 2 central midfielders and Dan Gore for the exact same reason. I'm saying sell.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. All right. Almost there. Rasmus Højlund. I mean, it looks like it's a done deal, but would you bring him back, Cropper?
No, I wouldn't, mate. No, I'd sell.
Sell.
Cut the losses. Yep.
Agreed. Sell. Cunha.
Keep. Stop diving.
Just about. Xerxes.
Sell. Definitely.
Yeah, sell for me as well. Ahmad.
I had a pause last week for Ahmad because I think he's been poor past 5. I'm going to keep him.
I'm definitely keeping him. Yeah. Brian Mbumo, we're definitely keeping him.
Love Big Brian. Yep.
Sesko, we're keeping him.
Yes. Yep, we're keeping him.
Chido Obi.
Loan. Chido Obi. Still not quite ready.
Ethan Wheatley.
Loan. Like him.
2 controversial ones. Jadon Sancho.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yep. Move on. Yeah. And Marcus Rashford.
Sell. Yeah, he has to go, doesn't he?
It's been all right at Barcelona, hasn't it?
Has he?
It's amazing what happens when you're happy.
Bit of
just all getting your own way. Yeah. Not in the Manchester gloom. Well, there we go. And on that bombshell, the last thing I will ask you, because we didn't actually cover it, predictions for the Chelsea game?
You know what? It's a tough game. You can't predict with this United team, can you? Just because you don't know who's going to turn up. 2-2. I'll go 2-2.
Desmond, I think will win.
Is Maguire back?
I think so, yeah. I think it was only one
game. You get Maguire and Mainu back, it changes our team, doesn't it? You think we'll win?
I think we'll win. I think it'll be scrappy, but I think we'll win. Like maybe 2-1. I think they've got enough. I think Chelsea are just as weak as Manchester United are, so it'll be a battle of the softies.
One of the lads put in the chat like yesterday, we need 2 wins to guarantee Champions League football. I don't fact check it because I'm not a professional. But
you just said it. Get it clipped.
Just
get it out there.
2 wins and there's some tough games.
I don't think that's true. No. I think it's more 7 points we need. So yeah, I don't think that's true. Here's one to actually end on. Gary Neville's The Overlap has just bought Manchester United influencer Mark Goldbridge's YouTube channels for 7 figures. So Gary Neville now owns the United Stand, and that's football. So, mate,
well,
there's hope for us yet. There's hope for us yet. If Alan Shearer, exactly. Well, if Alan Shearer and Gary Lineker and
Gary Lineker.
Micah Richards want to just compete with them, we are available. But
Well,
we're starting at least six figures, all right?
we have noticed that people are nicking the Gunners' ideas, but we won't say any names, will we?
I saw a feature that appeared on a website the other day that was almost a direct carbon copy of what we've been talking about. So
And I've
including
noticed
the
it all
order,
season. Yeah.
even
Up the
including the
Gunners.
order, up the gummers. And on that bombshell, definite bombshell, this one. We will speak to you again after the Chelsea's game. After the Chelsea game, not after the Chelsea's game.